Hello and welcome to day 21 of Jamb Mathematics in 30 days. It's been an awesome series so far brought to you by Oyalen, where we believe that when you dedicate 30 minutes to 45 minutes of your time daily, you get equipped with all the necessary tools you need to ace Jamb Mathematics. And to those who have been part of the series so far, I trust that you have been enjoying the series and that you've been be able to solve questions that you were unable to do even before the series started. Now, please do well to always share your feedback with us in the comment section. And if there's any question you would like us to solve or any topic you would like us to address, please mention it in the comment section and we will definitely attend to all your comments. And if you're coming across this video for the first time, this is Jamb Mathematics in 30 days brought to you by Oyalen. We believe that once you dedicate the time, that is 30 to 45 minutes daily, you also can ace Jamb Mathematics, regardless of how your background in mathematics is. So please do well to check out the video from day 1 up until this present day, which is day 21, and then you should be able to have all the necessary tools. Now, day 21 is about measures of dispersion. That is, we'll be looking at areas and statistics that has to do with things like range, mean deviation, standard deviation, and variance. Which is why what Jamb expects of every candidate before the exam, as far as this topic goes, is that you should be able to calculate range, mean deviation, variance, and standard deviation of both the ungrouped and grouped data. Now, we'll go on from here to then begin to solve questions on these objectives that have been set in Jamb in time past. So if you're ready, let's go on to solve Jamb past question on measures of dispersion. So let's begin to solve problem starting with this one set in 2009. Where we are told that what is the mean deviation of x, 2x, x plus 1, and 4x. So we have 4 data entries here, and we are told that the mean of this set of data is 2. So when the mean is 2, we have to find the mean deviation. Now, mean deviation for discrete data, like in this case, is given as summation x minus x bar, the absolute value of this, over n. So we have to find the absolute value of x minus x bar, where x bar is the mean. So we have the mean, right? So we have to then go on to first find the value of x in each of these cases. So since we are told that the mean is 2, which will then be x plus 2x plus x plus 1 plus 3x all divided by 4. We can then cross multiply and say 8 equals, now when we add this up, we're going to have x plus 2x, that's 3x, 3x plus x, that's 4x plus 3x, so we have 7x plus 1. So 7x equals 8 minus 1. 7x equals 7. So x is 1. So now that we have x, so we can then go on to find our mean deviation. So one of the easy way to do it without error is to apply the table. So when we apply the table here, we have x. Now, remember we know the value of x now. So in this case, this x would be 1. 2x will be 2 times 1, which is 2. This will be 1 plus 1, that will be 2. And then this will be 3 times 1, so we have 3. That's the values of x. Now we can then go on to do x minus x bar, before we do the absolute value of that. Now for the absolute value of this, we just write the positive terms of each of these. And if it is positive already, we leave it as positive. So this will mean that we'll have 1 minus the mean. Now the mean is 2, so 1 minus 2 will give us minus 1. And the absolute value of minus 1 is plus 1. This will be 2 minus 2, so that is 0. 2 minus 2 again, 0. The absolute value is still 0. Now 3 minus 2 is 1, absolute value 1. So when we sum all of these together, we have 2. Now, from this point, our mean deviation can then be gotten as the sum of this, which is 2, over the data entry. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 over 4. So D is 0.5, which is in option A. Now, this question from Jamb 2023 says, calculate the mean deviation of the first 5 prime numbers. Now, prime numbers are numbers that are only divisible by 1 and themselves. So we already know that 1 is not a prime number since it only fulfills one of those conditions. So the first 5 prime numbers would therefore be 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. So let's find the mean first of those numbers. So it's the first 5, so the mean would be, now we're going to be having 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 divided by 5. Now let's add all of this together. Now this would give us 5 plus 5, and then we have 10. 10 plus 18, that is 28 divided by 5. So let's break this down. 5 will go in 28 5 times point, so remainder 3. So when we add a 0, that's 30, so 5.6. So we have our mean already as 5.6. So now let's create that table where we have x as 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Now x minus x bar would give us, now 2 minus 5.6, that will give us minus 3.6. And the absolute value of that would be 3.6. Now 3 minus 5.6 will give us minus 2.6. So that's 2.6 here. 5 minus 5.6 will give us minus 0.6, which will give us 0.6 at this point. And then 7 minus 5.6, that will give us 1.4. And then 11 minus 5.6 will give us 5.4. So let's now go on to add all of these together. So if we add this and this together, that will give us 2. That when we add this, we should have 10. 10 plus 2, that's 12. 12 plus 2.6, that's 14.6. So mean deviation should be 14. Let's confirm that again. 3.6, 2.6. This will give us 2 carry 1. This is 6.2. Now we add 0.6 to this. This will give us 8. So 6.8. Now 1.4 to that. And then we have 2 here, carry 1. This is 8.2. Now let's add 5.4 to this. And this is 6. And this is 13.6. So our mean deviation, this will be 13.6. So we have 13.6 divided by the number n. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So divided by 5. Now this will give us 5 in 13. That is 2 points. So now 5 in 36. To go 35, so that's 7, remember 1, so in 10, and then that's 2. So we have 2.72. Oh, that is option A. Now, this question asks that we find the mean deviation of 2, 4, 5, and 9. So we already know the drill. In this case, we find the mean first, and then we make our table and then find the mean deviation. So starting with the mean, we have 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 divided by 4. Now this would give us, this is 6, 6 plus 5, and we have 11 plus 9, that's 20. So 20 over 4, our mean is 5. Now, to our table, we have 2, 4, 5, 9. So x minus x bar, and then absolute value of x minus x bar. Now, working with this, we have 2 minus 5, which will give us minus 3. 4 minus 5, that's minus 1. 5 minus 5, that's 0. And 9 minus 5, which will give us 4. So the absolute value would be 3, 1, 0, and 4. Which, when we sum, we're going to have 4 plus 1, that's 5, plus 3, and then we have 8. Right? So from here we can then say our mean deviation is then the sum of this, which is 8, divided by the number of values we have, so which is 4. And 8 divided by 4 would give us 2. So the correct option here is B. In this question from Jamb 2010, we're asked to find the standard deviation of 2, 3, 5, and 6. So in this case, we have 4 sets of data entries, right? And to find the standard deviation, we're going to apply this formula. So the formula we're going to apply says that standard deviation is the square root of summation x minus x bar in brackets squared over n. So we see here that we need x bar, right? And we need x minus x bar in brackets squared. So to arrive at that, let's start by getting our x bar. So x bar, which is the mean, will be 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6, all divided by 4. Now, when we add this up, this is 5 plus 5, and then we have 10 plus 6, so we have 16 over 4. Our answer here is 4. So mean is 4. Now, let's get this other part. So we'll do that using the table. So here we have 2, 3, 5, and then 6. So now we do x minus x bar, then x minus x bar squared. So 2 minus 4, remember it's minus the mean. So 2 minus 4 will give us minus 2. 3 minus 4, that's minus 1. 5 minus 4, that is 1. 6 minus 4, and that's 2. So square this. Minus 2 times minus 2, that's 4. Minus 1 times minus 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. 2 times 2, 4. So let's sum this up. 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4, and we have 10. So now let's find standard deviation, which will be the square root of now this sum here, 10, over the number of entries we have in this data set, which is 4. So we can break this down and then say standard deviation equals square root of 2 goes in both. So 2 in 10, 5, 2 in 4, 2. So we have square root of 5 over 2, which is option D. This is another example where we see that we have a grouped data in this case. So when you look at this table, we have a class from 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. So it's called group data, and each of them have their frequencies right beneath them, right? So to work with this, we're asked to find the standard deviation of what is presented in this table. Now, to do that, we're going to apply this equation. So please note this. Standard deviation equals the square root of summation fx squared over summation f minus summation fx over summation f in brackets all squared. So using this formula, we should arrive at the standard deviation. Now we can see from here that we need summation f, we need summation of fx squared, where we are going to square x, right? And then we're also going to be needing fx, and then from what we have here, we can just derive a table. First, we need x. So if the class is given as 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 9, we can get the class mark x as the mid value here. So 1 plus 3 divided by 2, and then we're going to have 2. Here we're going to have 5. Here we're going to have 8. Now we move on from here to then do fx. Let's put in the f first, frequency. So to put in the frequency here, we have 5, we have 8, and then we have 5. Now we can go on to find fx. fx means we're going to multiply f and x. So 2 times 5, that's 10. 5 times 8, that's 40. And then 8 times 5 is 40. So let's do summation fx at this point, which will be 90. Summation f at this point is 18. So let's take note of that. Now we need x squared and then fx squared. So for x squared, we're going to square each of these. So 2 squared, that will give us 4. 5 squared will give us 25. 8 squared will give us 64. So now we need fx squared. So 5 times 4, that is 20. Now 8 times 25, that should give us 200. Yeah, because 4 times 25 is 100, so times 2, so we have 200. Here, 5 times 64, so 5 times 4, that's 20, 0 carry the 2. 5 times 6, that's 30 plus 2, so 32, 320. Good. So now let's add all of this up. This would give us 520, 540, so 540. Now, let me go on to apply the formula at this point here. So, standard deviation would then be the square root of, now let's pick it, we have summation fx squared, which is this part. So we're going to be having 540 divided by summation f, 18, minus summation fx, which is 90, divided by summation f, 18. This value has to be squared. So what we have here will be square root of. Now let's break this down separately. So covered here we have 540 divided by 18. Let's see what goes here. First, breaking down by 2. 2 here will give us 9. 2 here we have 2, 7, and then 0. So now we can break with 9. 9 here 1, 9 here 30. So what we have here is 30 minus, now let's break the other part down. We have 90 divided by 18. So 9 goes here twice, 9 goes here 10 times, 2 here 1, 2 here, that's 5. So 5 squared. So what we have now is 30 minus 5 squared, which will give us 25. So our standard deviation is square root of 5. That is option D. In this question from UTME 2024, it says find the variance of a group of data whose standard deviation is 12.34. And we're to do this to the nearest whole number. Now, if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so and also click the notification bell so that it notifies you every time that we put out a new content for you. To solve this, we must remember that variance is standard deviation squared. So basically, standard deviation is the square root of variance, right? So we already have the standard deviation. So to find variance, we have to square what we have. So variance is therefore 12.34 multiplied by 12.34. So let's find this. Now 4 times 4 would give us 16. 6 carry 1. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 we have 13. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 we have 9. 4 times 1, 4. Now to this. 3 times 4, that's 12, carry 1. 3 times 3, 9, plus 1, that's 10. 0, carry 1. 3 times 2, 6, plus 1, we have 7. 3 times 1, we have 3. Now, those ones are used. So now we go to 2. 2 times 4, That will give us 8. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1, 2. Then to 1 we go, that will be 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 3, 3. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 1, 1. Now we fill this part with zeros, and then we add. This will give us 6. This will give us 5. This would give us 17. So 7 carry 1. This is now 5 plus 7, that's 12. 12 plus 6, that's 18. 18 plus 4. Okay, let's go again. This will be 10. 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 2 carry 2. This is now 5. 5 plus 7, that is 12. 2 carry 1. Now this will be 5. And this is 1. Now, because we multiply like this, we know we're going to have 4 decimal places. So the decimal point shifts to this point. Take note of that. So now what we have is 152.2756. So, and the question says to the nearest whole number. So after a decimal point, what we have is 2, which implies we round down. So it is approximately 152. So the correct option is C. Now, this question says to calculate the standard deviation of the following scores. We have 5, 4, 6, 7, and 8. So before we can do the standard deviation, we need to find first the mean. So to find the mean, that will be 5 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8, all divided by 5. Now it's divided by 5 because we have 5 data sets in here. So when we add this up, this is 10 here. This is 15 plus 5, that's 20. 20 plus 10, so we have 30 over 5, which will give us 6 as the mean. Now, working with this, let's then create our table that will help us find the standard deviation. So X is 5, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so with this, we can then go on to find X minus X bar. So 5 minus 6 is minus 1, 4 minus 6 is minus 2, 6 minus 6, that's 0, 7 minus 6 is 1, 8 minus 6 is 2. And then X minus X bar in bracket squared would give us 1, 4, 0, 1, and 4. And when we add all of this together, we get 10. Okay, so now our standard deviation, which will be square root of summation X minus X bar in bracket squared over N, will therefore be square root of, now when we sum this, we got 10, divided by the number of data we have here, which is 5. So from here, what we have is square root of 2. So the correct option is A. If the standard deviation of a given data is 53, what is the variance? So to find variance, we know that variance will be standard deviation squared. So to get our variance, that will be the standard deviation, which is 53 times 53. So that's how we get our variance. So let's multiply 53 by 53. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5, 15. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 5, 25, plus 1, that's 26. So let's add this up. This is 9. 0 carry 1. It is 8. So 2,809. And that is what we see in option B. To solve this problem, where we have to find the standard deviation of these marks, we start by finding the mean. So the mean will be the sum of all of this. So we have 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 2 plus 5 plus 0 plus 4 plus 2. All divided by, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our mean is then, now let's add. This is 5 plus 5, and then we have 10. 10. So now 6 plus 4 is another 10, that's 20. 20 plus 4, so we have 24 over 8. So our mean is 3. Now that we have the mean, let's go on to find standard deviation using this table. Right, so we have x, so x minus x bar, and then x minus x bar in brackets squared. So x is 2, 3, 6, 2, 5, 0, 4, and 2. Now 2 minus 3 will give us minus 1. 3 minus 3, that's 0. 6 minus 3, that's 3. 2 minus 3, minus 1. 5 minus 3, that's 2. 0 minus 3 is minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Now let's square that. This will be 1, 0, 9, 1, 4, 9, 1, 1. And when we add all of this together, you can see that summation x minus x bar squared will therefore be 1 plus 9, that's 10. 1 plus 9, that's 10, that's 20, 24, 25, 26. So we have 26. So standard deviation then becomes summation x minus x bar in bracket squared over n. And what we have here is 26 divided by n, which is 8. Now, you can do this bit with your calculator and you find that the answer is 1.8. So we pick option C. This question says the variance of this set of data where we have x plus 3, 6, 4, x, and 7 minus x is 4. So we have the variance, and then we are also told that the mean is 5. Now we are asked to find the standard deviation. Now there are two ways to go by this. The easiest and fastest way is to just apply that standard deviation is the square root of variance. So in our solution, we then say standard deviation equals square root of variance, and then we say standard deviation therefore becomes square root of, the variance is given to us as 4. So standard deviation equals square root of 4, which will give us 2. So our answer is option A. Now, this question set in 2012 says find the standard deviation of this set of data, and to solve this, we have to start first by finding the mean. So our mean therefore would be 2 plus 3 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12, all divided by 5. And when we work with this, now this gives us 20, 30, so we have 35 over 5, which will give us 7 as the mean. Now we go on to create our table. Now working with this, we have 2, 3, 8, 10, and 12. So minus the mean. 2 minus 7 will give us minus 5. 3 minus 7, that's minus 4. 4 minus 7 is 1. 8 minus 7, I mean, is 1. 10 minus 7 is 3. 12 minus 7, and that is 5. Now, when we square this, we're going to have 25, 16, 1, 9, 25. Now, 25 plus 25, 25 plus 25 will give us 50. 50 plus 10, that's 60. 60 plus 16, that's 76. Right. So now the standard deviation will be the square root of 76 divided by n. N is 5. Now, when you work this out with your calculator, you would end up with 3.8987, and this is approximately 3.9. So our option is option A. Now please do well to like this video and also share it so that I can reach all your friends who also need this tool to prepare adequately for Jamb mathematics. And don't forget to keep your comments coming. Whatsoever you would like us to address, any question you would like us to solve, please put it in the comment section and we will definitely attend to all your comments. See you in the next video.